Well, good thing that Nico's boots use magnetism and doesn't use any other kind of propulsion that would melt the snow.
Yeah,
That's
good
good. That
job.
is good.
Well thought out. You were looking ahead on that one. The next footprints we see are going to be in a bunch of like iron shavings.
It's perfect actually because that's another angle to these hover boots is you won't disturb the perfect snow. That's sales. That's a
Oh,
sales
you're
point.
so true. Oh, now it's a shame I'm not playing Yuki. Fuck.
I think
Maybe,
we
but
just kind of emerge. We emerge onto the roof from the stair access.
subjects.
What a nice, just as they come up, talking. What a nice man letting us on the roof.
That was mighty nice of him to be so trusting. And oh, look, yeah, we invented these things earlier called stairs. Not to put down your boots, they are mighty impressive.
Yes,
Jerry, suppresses a giggle at that.
I've used stairs before. Those fiends, those tall fiends. They are the reason I invented these.
They are a mighty good invention. Have you thought of marketing much? I could help you with
Marketing. Marketing.
Well, yes.
Never.
We make more of the boots and we sell them on, and it could be good for science.
Well, these are currently prototypes.
Still, what good is an invention that only one person has?
Well, it's still good.
Oh, it's mighty fine. It's mighty fine, but it could advance so much faster if more people got their hands on it.
Well, perhaps, but we have ferries to catch.
Oh, you're right. You are right. You are keeping us right on track. There is bigger business at hand than your boots right now. I was getting too big for mine.
We have
I apologize.
bigger boots. Oh, I love Lydian. You've been on point with the wordplay with him.
I don't know what it is about speaking in this voice that it makes it easier to just say these hokey lines really fast.
You're selling them.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm playing Lydian. I think Lydian is just controlling me. I think the character is there.
Now Snake's
See, now you know what Felina was like. There were times when I didn't want these things to happen, but like I couldn't stop Felina from doing them.
Snake is finally having his own O'Malley.
I feel, this is what I'm faster clicking with Lydian, I think, than Angelo I ever quite connected. All right. Now,
anyway, Nico explains, yes, more traces of fairy dust. I do believe that there will be more of these gatherings as they have traveled across this roof.
And there look to be boot prints, and you most assuredly did not leave them.
Exactly.
Well,
you said there were little dust piles of, well, actually, I guess Cherry can't see that.
Can she sense the pixie dust, though, or I don't know.
I don't think, like, on that scale. No,
okay.
Not.
I don't know.
Especially not without her power. I haven't gotten my advanced move that gives me my, like, daredevil senses yet.
I mean, I know what to look out for with the pixie dust, but it's dust in snow, and has Lydian's detect magic worn off at this point?
Yeah, at this point, yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, he kind of turns to Nico. I think you're leading the way at this point. You're the one who has a better eye for these things.
Yes, precisely.
Well, hey, remember the deal. I'm helping out. I'm helping the man out to get his bar back, and you're getting the materials out of this, so...
A most profitable deal for you.
For you as well. You seem to care about the materials, and pixie dust
well,
ain't something you fall over in the street. Not most days, anyway.
Well, of course. Do you know how hard it is to get pixie dust?
I have seen how much it goes for by weight.
Exactly.
I'm well aware indeed.
Anyway, follow me.
This does seem to have a good sedative effect.
And Nico goes like after the follows the trail.
Yeah.
I'll say, Cherry does ask Lydian, I'm sorry, if you wouldn't mind doing me a favor, if there's enough dust to collect, would you mind, and collecting a couple little bags worth? this stuff is hard to come by, and a little bit goes a very long way, and
Well,
would save me a lot of money in the future.
I'll see what I can do, but he seems mighty pressed on getting as much of that as he can. But I'm sure a bag or two here and there won't go amiss.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, Lydian starts maybe like while he's trailing behind, and he's a bit bigger on the thing side, but he occasionally does crouch over and try and gather up what dust he can spot that Nico isn't hoovering up.
There is just something, I don't know, I really enjoy with my mental image of him now, of just, okay, doing that kind of, like, heavy guy squat, like, kind of hikes up his pants a little, like, squatting down, scooping some up in his, like, suit. I'm imagining, like a winter coat on him, like... this is a visually very fun party, too, I think.
Meanwhile, a little man is just hovering ahead.
Hovering ahead across the rooftop.
Yeah.
How come all of your characters are either like, thin pretty boy, huge, or like little short gremlin thing?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm like I don't know.
All your characters women.
Yeah.
That was a fucking weird reverse.
Because whenever I played a dude, the party fucking ended.
Quest and Show survived.
That's true. No, well, or the character, the part, like, I can only play them for, like, one session. And that's it. For whatever reason.
I'm never going to play a woman again, because, well, that didn't go so well last time.
Yeah, that was...
Maybe one day, maybe, when I decide that we've had enough Hemlock, I'll play as a woman.
Yeah.
Well...
Okay,
that's a weird barrier to you doing so, but I could never play a woman in Hemlock, but in the next setting.
So
I mean, if this just escalates, like, I worry what would happen, like, a terrorist attack or something would...
So you're sort of going across the rooftops at a very slow pace because you don't have hover boots.
Yeah, Lydian is not the
I like to
fastest guy
imagine
in
we're
this,
just talking to each shopkeep, going up to the roof, walking across it, going back down, going to the next building, and repeating.
Mind if I use your roof, sir?
Sir,
Lydian is quickly sharing Nico's distaste for stairs.
Yeah, by the fifth set, he's like, actually, okay, I fully understand those hover boots.
Nico, how much to make me a pair of hover boots?
I feel like Lydian would really fuck with hover boots.
I think, yeah. You know what? He doesn't quite have the I don't know why he's so immediately become out of shape fat guy, because I did imagine him as portly in my head, but he is also on a fucking traveling expedition. He needs to have enough energy to walk.
That's why he's portly, he needs to store up the calories for a long road.
Carbohydrate loading, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
I should not have started today with a giant bowl of pasta.
So eventually the trail
Got a
sort
whole
of
mess of beignets.
The trail sort of ends on a short little building that's a shop that is a closed, as of now, shop that sells like little knickknacks and all that, little oddities.
Like Nico.
My
Like a
word.
little oddity.
They don't have him in
It's
stock.
actually, in fact, it's actually a toy shop. I'll say.
Did you say it was?
Nice.
Did you say it was closed or?
Yeah, it's closed. It's closed.
And that's where the trail terminates.
Yes.
Okay, I think
that route.
On that roof. Okay. Does it look like the trail is leading inside the building?
Looks like the sort of Nico can tell that the footprints definitely lead towards the door that goes back to the roof access.
And it's a toy shop, you say?
Yeah.
what better place for pixies to hide than amongst a bunch of dolls and figurines?
That's a astute observation. Strange.
That still seems ridiculous that they would be doing that, but I just love the idea.
I
hope that's the case. That they're just like freezing in place in the toy shop. The perfect disguise.
They do like pulling pranks. Maybe the idea is that a child might buy them and then they would fly away, disappointing the child. And then they could fly back and sell themselves again. A strange business arrangement, but a profitable one, with unlimited stock.
Genius. That would make a good story.
What would the message of that story be? Perhaps the message would be we need scarcity. I'll leave the storytelling to you. That's more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So perhaps we have to work our way in there, but the business appears to be closed. And I promised him his bar back by happy hour.
Well, it seems that breaking and entering would be the most logical approach.
That's a crime, and that ain't always the best for business.
Nico is already taking out his breaking kit. It looks like he's about to carefully do the thing. Then he just, like, smashes the window with the pick.
Bah! Laws! Laws are just to prohibit scientists.
But doesn't science have laws?
I think there are laws to prohibit several other, professions than scientists.
Stand back. I know how to do this.
Oh no.
Cherry does stand back.
Yeah, Lydian stands back as well. He's not in favor of this.
Imagine if, like, Nico just immediately gets arrested and Cherry and Lydian are just like, well, he served his purpose.
well, Nico stands in front of the door and whips out what looks like to be a 50s sci-fi gun. Behold, the cryogenic amplification cannon.
The cryogenic amplification cannon.
Yes.
Amplification?
Amplification.
Amplification. Yes. Behold as I freeze this door. Nico shoots the door to freeze it sub-zero.
My word, you've locked it even harder.
I like amplification, actually. Combining application with amplification. It's a catchy term. I like it.
Yeah. But yeah, do I roll anything there, or do I just hit the standing still store?
Well, I don't see why you'd have to roll to use it. It's not really getting out of a tight spot either.
Yeah.
I think it would be for if it's noticed or how cleanly he things the door or whatever. Like,
I think what I'm gonna have you do. Well, that is the thing. As you do this, someone like a patrolling guard just sees you, goes, "What are you doing?"
Science.
Oh boy, this.
Cherry whispers to Lydian, "What is he doing? I'm only getting sound here."
I have no earthly idea, but a guard saw him do that, and there ain't no reality in which what he just did to that door looks good to any guardsman.
Oh no!
But yeah, Nico has frozen up the door, and now I shall easily break this fragile.
Hang on one moment. And Lydian puts a hand on his shoulder and turns to the guard. And he just sighs and he thinks, this is the stupidest thing I'm about to say today, and I've had some fucking corkers. There's nothing for you to worry about, Mr. Guardsman. He is just cleaning the door. Testing out his new kit where he gets rid of all the germs on any surface by freezing them out to death.
Wait a minute. That is an application I never thought of.
I hope this works.
It's an application I never thought about.
Nice.
Yeah.
Look at this green, fields of green.
Yeah.
The guardsman scratches his head and just thinks, and just says, "That's a very odd way of cleaning, but this is your new technique."
Hey, the man was yelling about science, and this is the scientific method.
Well, I am a scientist.
Well, I hope
It's
whoever
it's
owns
a
what
toy
you're
shop,
cleaning up-
kids, germs. This may be a little extreme, but it does the trick.
That is true. Kids are very messy.
All right. Well, I suppose you should carry on then.
I suppose we ought to.
Would you like to let Nico turns to the officer. Would you like to be freshened up, officer? Blast them in the face with the cryogenic amplification gun.
Well, Nico
It
was ready
closes
to
the
blast.
pores and everything.
I like the idea that Cherry and Lydian do have some degree of morals, whereas Nico would absolutely just murder an innocent person if they were even slightly impeding his science.
Lydian wouldn't kill because generally it's not a good business move, but it might become one.
Well,
But he has
the-
morals of a kind. All right.
well, the bounty says dead or alive.
So once the guard is gone, though, Cherry does sort of lean forward and ask, "So you froze the doorknob?
No, I froze the whole door.
May I ask why?"
Observe! And Nico just suddenly, holding a lecture. I have frozen the door well below sub-zero temperatures. Now observe as the fragile ice door will fall into my touch. I'm gonna roll strength to punch it.
All right. Yeah.
Oof.
You punch it and you immediately you just feel your hand is hurting and it's cold.
Ow, 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 ow.
There. It's okay. It's okay. Here, I'm gonna use my arcane arts again.
Oh, do I take any XP for that, Neil?
Yes.
Good.
Here,
Oh. No.
calm down. I can make it, hurt less if you like.
That would be nice.
Alright, I'm gonna try playing my... Oh no! It doesn't work. He can't relax.
Oh god, this door is defeating us.
Cherry does, sort of point out, so I just have to ask, if you were willing to just shatter the door, why not just break the window at that point?
That is a good point.
Well, you see, I wanted to field test my gun.
So at this point, you can see through the windows a man just sort of walks up from the basement, or he just sort of walks through a door that's visible through the window, and he sees you all and looks at his frozen door now.
It's a
And
frozen
he
shut. Can't be unlocked.
Furrows his brow.
I would too in his scenario, yeah.
Lydian kind of tries to make the best of a bad situation. He kind of walks to the window and says, "Why, sir, with this inclement weather, I can't help but notice your door has frozen."
Cherry looks up. Oh, is someone there?
There is indeed, and he does not look too happy about his frozen door. And I might guess...
Well, we're none too happy about it either.
I might also guess that because the three of us are standing around here, he might attribute that to us.
Well,
What
I
happened?
mean,
Yeah, you hear him through the glass. Just goes, "What happened through my door?"
it seems to have froze.
It is very cold outside.
I do like that you're concurring with this fucking story. This fucking farce.
My God, yeah, he just
Nico hides the cannon behind their back.
Would you like a hand unfreezing it? I'd be pleased to help you, given the situation.
I don't know why, but you saying like, "Would you like a hand?" on freezing it and looking at your character's avatar.
Would you like to let me in?
I do appreciate, like, this is a good business model. Go around and freeze people's doors shut so they can't leave, and offer to thaw their doors in this crazy winter storm for a profit.
I didn't even ask for profit in this case. The profit is him trusting us at the end of this somehow.
Says, I believe I'll take care of this myself. Now, how about you stop loitering outside my shop?
My word, sir. Did you freeze your door? Because you're being mighty cold right now.
But Nico thinking
He again furrows his brow.
Cherry again has, Cherry, she's laughing sincerely at Lydian's jokes.
We'll make our way. We'll give you your distance. But might I suggest a kinder disposition for a toy salesman?
Do you know when you'll open, actually? I was hoping to send a souvenir home to my son.
He, he's pretty angry. So he's just sort of going to turn around in a huff.
Wow. Even the charm machine doesn't work.
Yeah, no, this guy's not having it.
Maybe he's... Cherry, just after hearing no response, just maybe he's blind too.
I'll doubt that, but you can never tell.
Mayhaps.
He's got to be blind or gay. Those are the only explanations.
What does she think Lydian is right now?
She's not trying to manipulate him like this guy. She's not putting on the charm.
This is getting us anyway. Anyways,
I don't suppose, Nico, you have a heat amplification device or amplification device, whichever.
Well,
I do. Pulls out a flamethrower.
Well, I did have parametric amplification cannon, but that one I had to scrap that. It didn't really work out, and last test subject got a bit hot.
A bit hot.
Oh, they're fine.
Is it a bit hot?
Did you set someone on fire?
It happens in science.
I suppose that is accurate.
Well, this guy would be counting his lucky stars if he could get outside and see him. But
this is how the party begins, burning down a toy shop because we couldn't get it. Instead of knocking on the door, burns down a children's toy shop.
Now,
and investigating one disappearing building, we cause another.
Nico, there is a science to dealing with people, and that is a science to which you do not seem terribly well equipped. You don't freeze a man's door, especially when you want to get inside.
I thought it was locked and he wasn't home. He wasn't.
You fought, but you haven't fought, and that's the problem here.
It's good dating advice, too.
Okay, I don't know how to deal. I've never dealt with a situation where I've pulled back a business meeting from such a rude introduction, so...
You've never frozen someone's door at the start of a business meeting?
I have not done that. I've offered drinks with ice before, but not quite this.
So at this point, are you away from the building?
I think we've stepped a bit away. We haven't
we
left the
stepped past
street.
the legal limit of we're not loitering on the sidewalk. We're in the street now, so it's technically not on the property anymore.
We're just having this awkward conversation in front of this building.
The man is still just there in the window looking at us.
I mean, I don't have anything that might for a door. I've got a torch, if we want to stand here for the next hour holding that to it without setting it on fire. know the man is in there, and Nico, scientific method or not, breaking and entering is a crime, and that might not suit our purposes.
No.
It's
I
fucked
see.
up that the first session, in 2 years without Felina in it, and instantly we need to, pick a lock, break into a place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Miss her already.
So, as you're talking, one of you, I guess one of the two of you who can, look over and see. The ice at the door is actually starting to melt.
Oh, well, business might be opening soon. Does it
The
appear to be?
weather's a
Does it
bit
just appear
cold
to
for
be
that.
melting naturally, or is the guy? Do we hear the guy
No,
doing
not
something?
naturally. There's
Not
you
in
don't
weather
hear
like
him, you don't
this.
hear him doing anything. He's not there at the glass anymore.
Say,
Uh,
actually, I'm not. Nico, you're a scientific man, and I know bits and pieces here, but nothing too specific. When things are really cold, they get smaller, right? They contract.
Sorry, say that again.
Was basically Lydian was basically asking, like, when metal is cold, when stuff is cold, it contracts.
Yes,
Well,
of course.
Well, men
Yeah.
certainly do.
Well,
yes,
I wish you would do that for my gut, but as it stands,
yes,
Do you
metal
think-
do contract when during cold. Just
do you think it might be easier to open the door at a certain point in the warming process? I don't know if it will completely do the lock, but maybe it would give us some room to
yeah.
just open
The
it when
theory sound. The theory is sound, but we have to put it to a test.
it's not breaking and entering. These are business hours. He might not like us
Eh.
being in there, but he probably won't turn down a paying customer.
If you
Yeah.
take out a bit of paint and just change what the business hours are, on the door, that way it's not breaking and entering.
And it's not like he can come out and argue right now.
so yeah, the ice is just sort of melting at weird, a weirdly fast pace.
So Pixie assisted.
You just assume it's pixies.
I do assume it's Pixies.
Yeah, it's always pixies, not always.
Knowing what we know about fairies, pixies, and Hemlock, I think we should be a lot more terrified of this than we currently are.
It's fine. I imagine Lydian is incredibly ignorant and naive to the range of their abilities. He knows it. He knows bits. Well, he was kind of lying about them. How do I put this? It's not that he was lying. He doesn't know whether or not pixies are hard to negotiate with, but it definitely makes it easier to negotiate with that guy by telling them that they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. By being racist against pixies. You know what then? I'm gonna do something while we can't do anything. Because we're watching this door. I'm going to cast guidance.
Alright.
Which, the symbol of your deity appears before you in gestures towards a direction or course of action your deity would have you take, then disappears. This message is through gesture only. Your communication through the spell is severely limited. So, yeah, he's not communing because there's not time for that. But he wants to just check up with the big man, have a symbol that only he can see. So he just, Lydian, takes out a coin and he kind of flicks it between, he does a little coin trick as, that's his way of, casting these, and then
Can't help but notice that you don't have any coin on.
I want to. That's why I wanted to roll my thing earlier because I'll definitely have coin on me, but it's just mechanically I don't. But I think narratively I must. I just haven't rolled what I was meant to at the start of the session.
So, alright. You cast guidance.
Yes.
So yeah, the symbol of your deity appears, and the symbol of Midas, gestures towards, does gesture towards the building.
All right, we are on the right track. Midas wills it. Lydian's kind of just talking to himself. He kind of says that a little bit under his breath. We do need to get in that building. It is the path towards coin, towards fruitful gain on this day. Yeah, he kind of turns to Nico and Cherry. So do you two have any ideas? Because businessmen don't like us. That door is falling at a mighty fast rate. So if we're going to make a move, we better make it soon. Whether it just be trying to jimmy that door open at the right time or, I don't know, take an alternative entrance.
There could be a back door. Or a window we could slide open.
I observe. You know what? I'll roll discern. I'll roll discern realities. No, I won't. Fuck.
Oh, jeez. No,
That's a
yeah,
fail
you're just staring at it, and yeah, like before you know it, the door is completely gone.
There's nothing comes out though. It's just the door is full.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's just sort of like a puddle now underneath, like in front of the door.
Lydian walks over and he's gonna just test the door then.
It's locked.
Drat.
Well, we know the guy's inside. We might just knock and maybe he'll let us in.
Somewhat skeptical of that.
Oh, there's reason to be skeptical, but this is a business. These are business hours.
We need disguises. Everyone put on a fake mustache.
Wait, no, Nico does one better. Nico gets a long coat and then hovers up.
Oh, fuck, you're right.
Perfect.
Genius.
Okay then, Nico, tall man. How about you knock on the door and pretend to be his first customer of the day?
Tall scientist.
I'll get out of your path and go see if he's amicable to your patronage.
Just put Lydian's coat on Nico. Have Nico hover to be that height.
Yeah, there we go.
Draw a little Cherry has makeup. Draw a little mustache on him or something.
Now, don't lose this coat.
I will not.
It's got my pin on it, and it was a gift.
I see. Anyways,
who was it
I will
gift
be
from?
My ex-wife.
Oh wow.
The more success
Not gonna comment on still wearing coat ex-wife. Don't know the story there. Don't need to ask. That's a bit much for first day meeting.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's a good. Save it for later.
Anyways, I shall discover where the pixies are. Behold. As Nico just jetsons away.
Did he listen to the plan for one moment?
So you're not gonna knock on the door. You're just going to
fly off.
Yeah, no.
I don't think.
No, Nico
they're
is
following the plan.
No,
Cherry just says.
Nico is knocking on the door.
Okay.
When they say jetsoning away, just over.
Okay.
Oh right, gotcha.
That would have been really funny.
right.
Yeah. Of course. Flies off to break him through the room.
Wearing my
I like
coat.
to imagine from Nico's point of view, everyone else's dialogue is just and adult trumpet noises from Peanuts, whatever, when they're not talking about science.
Yeah, there's someone. You hear the sound of someone coming. Someone making their way over. Door opening, and Nico. Immediately, I need you to roll charisma.
Oh boy! By the way, I only have a 9 in charisma.
Oh boy!
Do I get? Wait, we don't have any bonds. Fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, you can still roll it. It's just flat, but
There's no real helping here.
There is not.
Yeah. The door opens a crack as the guy looks at you and just says,
Greetings, my good man. I would I would like to acquire about toys.
I wouldn't let this dude
Thought I
in,
told
even
you
if
that-
I didn't recognize him.
I don't know how you got that tall, but I told you to leave.
For your information, I got this tall by using my patented magnetic propulsion boots. Nico opens the coat to show.
Lydia just mutters, "Oh God, oh he's already got a patent. Oh damn."
Yeah, he
That
just looks
surprises
down.
me, honestly.
I can't believe he went through the effort.
He looks down and goes, "It's interesting. Now, will you please leave? We're closed. In any case."
But
Wouldn't, and Cherry immediately gets an idea and calls out, those hover boots, they would make a pretty incredible toy, wouldn't they? Imagine how many of those you could sell.
they are not toys.
It'd be all the rage with the kids, skating around on thin air.
Oh, that's a mighty fine idea.
Cherry, roll charisma.
Oh, god damn it! That's
Damn,
my
my
plus 2. What the fuck? We got after the first 3 rolls were a natural 6, 6, and 6, but we had the plus modifiers. Now we're just rolling 6, 6, and 6 with these fucking.
My god. Yeah,
Well,
he just.
I did
Yeah.
want XP, and
There
He
it
just
goes.
narrows his eyes at you and just goes like, not interested, and closes the door.
But sir,
Okay, that
you have
man.
pixies in your.
That man is suspicious. That was a perfectly good business idea, and he just turned it down without any good reason.
I can't
no
believe
one's
it.
ever that mean to me.
I can't believe it.
I think
I
that
understand being mean to Nico, but who's mean to me?
I can't
we
believe it.
we only just met,
wasn't-
so I cannot imagine.
He
Well,
wasn't even
besides that
impressed by my magnetic propulsion boots.
I think that man might be in league with the Pixies.
Ain't pixies.
And even if he's not, I don't like him.
Alright, maybe I was a bit too quick on the whole let's not break and enter, because clearly we're doing this for a greater purpose now.
Exactly.
I like to imagine this man isn't involved in. You know what? I know we already had him last season as the carriage driver, but I am just picturing this guy as Carl now.
It's his cousin.
Yeah. Carriage driver has a lot of cousins. Like that one guy in Futurama. The, you know who I'm talking about. The,
Yeah.
greasy construction worker. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get out.
Now, might I get my coat back?
Certainly. It was far too big on me anyways.
Yeah, Lydian pops it back.
That was...
Okay, so our options have expanded yet contracted. So we're gonna get inside this building. Just a matter of how. Perhaps, let's look for maybe a back entrance or a roof entrance or something or other.
Well, there was an entrance on the roof.
Probably locked, but yeah, Lydian's gonna go around and test the other entrances.
All right.
I feel like between, the Jetsons noise, scientist, a man of Lydian stature, and a literal blind woman, I feel like stealth is not going to be this party's strong suit.
No,
immediately.
this is gonna be tricky, but God wants me in that building.
Yeah. Actually, I like that as dialogue, and Game Cherry points out, I feel like we might not be the stealthiest group, and then just Lydian, God wants me inside that building.
Sure, that happens.
Yeah.
All right. Roll discern realities.
Oh boy, this
Lydian.
went so well a minute ago. It's partial.
All right. So you get one question as you're trying to scope out this building.
Okay, well, what here is useful or valuable to me?
Uh, it looks like there is a back entrance that's used for bringing in sort of, fresh pieces. It looks like there's like a back entrance used for bringing in deliveries of of materials that he for crafting more toys and all that.
So he actually makes the toys here, doesn't just resell them.
That's mighty interesting. But the question that's more valuable to us is, can we get in with it? I mean, Lydian kind of walks over and tries to, like, quietly test the door.
Right. So, there's a bit of give as you sort of like. There's a bit of give. There's a bit of give. That's what I'll say. Like quietly testing it.
Alright, yeah, well, I try and quietly open the door then, with a bit of give.
All right. So here's the thing: as you're pushing against the door, it actually it sounds like it's moving something as well. Like it's like like the room on the other side of this probably is pretty like full of something, and it's pushing into that. So you're gonna have to try and like do this as quietly as possible if you don't want to be noticed.
Quiet
Okay, you know
day.
what? Before I do this, I'm gonna cast Detect Alignment.
All right.
So, I am going to cast it. Sick. Yeah, so, this is gonna sound a bit wanky, but I think this could work, because... So, I've opened there, so, like, when you open the door, you faintly feel, like, pressure changes, like, the amount of wind, the amount of air in an environment, whatever.
Uh-huh.
Like, I've had it where I can sense if, like, a back door is open in a different room because the air is different. So, I want to... Basically, my sense of atmosphere, like, there is definitely a term. There's more senses than just the 5. I want to basically attune my sense of atmospheric pressure to chaotic.
All right.
Do I sense like a change? Like I kind of close the door and reopen it just to kind of get the faint like change of the pressure again, or like faint, just see if there's like maybe fairies in that room, or get the idea of whether they are.
Interesting.
You do get a bit of a chaotic sense.
The fairies might be in this next room over. I don't want to go stirring up the hornet's nest right off the bat, but if this is our only entrance... Lydian kind of turns back to the group and explains, like, he kind of slowly closes the door again, explains the situation. He can open the door a tad, it's very blockaded in there, and he might be disturbing any fairies inside. Might be.
Well, we're definitely on the right track then.
And
at that point, even if we are able to get in stealthily, is that...
We just need to negotiate with a fairy. There's no need for it to turn violent.
Yeah.
We've got more...
True.
We do have more issues with... Well, the owner of this place, if he indeed is running the place. If he's got a fairy infestation, he might know about it, he might not. Perhaps he's trapped to it. That would explain his surly disposition.
If there are fairies in there, well, I don't want to make assumptions or anything, but it might be easier to get them, we don't necessarily need to go to them if we could get them to come to us.
That's some out-of-the-box thinking, and I like it. We got a bunch of pixie dust.
Great grandmother, Kyoko. She's the one who wound up leaving this world for the realm of madness, and she was, her music in particular, the fairies always really loved, drew crowds. That's how she got so close to them. I do know her songs. I could try playing one of them.
That's a fine idea. Perhaps a way to start us off. I'll open the door a little bit again, and maybe they'll pick up on the music and come hither.
I suppose it's worth a shot. Cherry isn't gonna play just like directly at the door. That feels sus. She's gonna, go a bit like, maybe just sitting in the alley behind the building. And yeah, she is going to try and play, the song of her ancestor.
And yeah, Lydian opens the door a crook. Like, just wide enough he's not shoving into the room.
Right. Okay. So I'm gonna say that so you're doing this, playing this music. I'm assuming this is just a song you practice if you know.
Wait, could you repeat the question?
So this is a song that you've just practiced and you know. Right?
Oh yeah, this is one of the songs that has been passed down, very
Right.
religiously. This isn't just a story that can be modified and suited to the ages. This is, one of the songs that like Kyoko wrote. One of her songs. These are very important to the family to pass these down religiously.
I'm gonna say roll charisma.
Oh my god, are you kidding me?
Can I try and assist to bring that up to a 7?
Sure.
Yeah, because we've kind of discussed the idea. I've crooked the door a bit. I'm not sure how I can directly, but we don't have a bond yet.
I mean,
7.
Oh wow. Okay, yeah, you got it.
I want to point out, charisma's my best stat. I just rolled natural 4 3 times in a row. What the fuck?
Bad luck.
Yeah.
Hey,
all right.
I wanted
we
XP.
used up all of our good luck.
Well, that was XP since that's a 7.
Oh fuck, you're right. Well,
I've
wanted
cupped you of XP.
Okay, so you play this music for a while, and from the door opens a tad bit more, and out flies a pixie.
My word.
She's got sort of like she's got sort of like dark hair. She's right now she's about as tall as she's like about as tall as your head, we'll say.
Okay. Yeah. Kind of Barbie doll sized.
Yeah. She floats out, and she goes, "Oh, can I help you? What is that music? It's quite nice."
Thank you. This is one of my ancestor songs.
Wow, it's very, very nice. What are the who are you three?
Oh, I am Lydian Mintha, a traveling merchant, and that is indeed a beautiful song, but that song was also summons, as I'm here on behalf of another.
Nico Tester, scientist.
I'm not here on his behalf, just in case you were wondering.
Yeah, she crosses her arms a bit and cocks her head and says, "Well, that's interesting. Why are you sure you're here for me?"
I do not know. I'm hoping to talk to whichever fairy has absconded with a man's business. He'd like it back very much. And I'd like to negotiate its release.
She immediately just like her eyes sort of like widen a bit.
No, now there's no need to panic. I do not wish to make trouble. There's no need to make trouble. We can make this peaceable. I don't even really mind if you have taken up residence in this man's shop, so long as we can reach a peaceable agreement. Ain't no need to worry.
Right. Yeah. I'll go and ask the others about this, alright? You just stay right here.
Okay.
And yeah, she flutters back in.
It-
She was a little taken aback by what you had said.
yeah, Lydian, well, it was very obvious to pick up that Lydian kind of turns to Cherry. There might be a lot to worry about.
Yeah.
Well, we're already in. Besides, she seems easier
Oh,
to.
you know what? Before she leaves, Cherry does ask, but you asked who I was. Sakura. They call me Cherry. Great granddaughter of Kyoko.
Oh, why? That's a name I've heard.
Just wanted to throw that in there too before left. Important to establish name. Oh,
Yeah.
but no. Oh, sorry. Duh. The reason I do this was Cherry, just because I wanted to ask what her name was. Do you mind if I ask yours, or what I may call you?
Mm, my name is Anemone.
Anemone. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Anemone spotted.
Yeah, she flutters back into the building.
I'm not sure whether I want her to come back or not, because she might come back with a hit squad. But I'll do as she says for the moment and stand my ground. That was a wonderful song, by the way. Truly beautiful.
Thank you. I wish I could take credit for it.
Yes, it was quite nice.
I just hope your ancestor's song does not lead to our demise. I would feel very guilty if I had caused that.
Well, most of my ancestors died, and she's one of the few ones that. Well, maybe she did. No one really knows what happened with her, but she was never given a date of death, at least. So, I guess that's good luck.
That's cause for optimism. But everyone survives in their youngers.
That is true. Cherry almost asks something, but then changes her mind, holds her tongue.
Right. So, uh, Anemone eventually comes back and she says, "All right, why don't you just come into the store? Uh, we'll have a talk about this."
Is that okay with the owner?
Oh yeah, he's fine with it. He's the one you'll be talking to, actually.
Oh, well, you don't get a first shot at a second impression. You don't get a second shot at a first impression, but I'm pretty sure I can make good on the second.
Yeah, so, well, just come in, follow me.
Yeah, he follows with a bit of. He's a bit thingy about the door. He's like, is it okay that I'm a little bit forceful with this?
Oh yeah, actually, let me just she uh she sucks in her breath, looks at the ground, and then there's just you hear like a poof, and suddenly like a bunch of like material appears in a different part of the room, and the door opens up fine.
My word!
Oh, there's an idea for you, Nico.
Oh, never mind.
Yes, you
Yeah.
three, just follow me. And
How
she
did you
leads
do that?
you, and she leads you towards a door that leads down, that leads to stairs down to a basement.
Nico's worst enemy.
No. I will hover down these, thank you.
Beep.
you have a lift or perhaps a dumbwaiter I can use?
Cherry doesn't realize there's stairs there, just walks forward into what she thinks is a hallway. All three of our party hate stairs. Stairs are canceled. All my homies hate stairs.
So yeah, you all follow her down?
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright.
You say I hate when a GM says something perfectly like asks if we do something perfectly innocuous with this ominous tone, like we're just sealing our fucking death warrant.
We're following a fairy into a basement. This is bad. Like, this is a bad situation. She seems very cagey. And we might be about to be in a cage.
As you round the corner down the last bit of the steps, you see one other pixie sitting on a table, and an anemone floating there, looking a little bit guilty. As suddenly there's another poof.
Uh-oh.
As you feel like you're just sort of like there's just a bunch of dust flies into your faces.
Yeah.
Come on now. That is no way to begin negotiations.
And your voice kind of grows higher in pitch as you're saying that, as you start to shrink.
Oh no.
All of you start to shrink.
Does our gear and equipment and everything shrink with us?
Yes, all of that shrinks with you.
Yes.
All of you start to shrink down, sort of like suspended in the air now.
Well, of course, I'm hovering.
And like before you know it, the man from before, who is now giant, just to you, brings up a bottle and just sort of scoops all three of you into it.
Oh
no! Not the cum jar!
Man, bottles have been ruined.
Why did you make me so small?
Why have you put us
I'm
in
gonna
this
say Cherry
giant
is
jar?
actually a lot more like disoriented by this than the other two. You know, how she like navigates the world, how she perceives the world is primarily through sound, and like this messes with the acoustics a lot more than, you know, visuals.
Oh, being in a jar has got to be hell for fucking pressure in the ears.
Oh yeah, no, the Cherry's very like disoriented by this.
So you're scooped into a bottle, and he puts a cork on it. And
you can put a cork on it, but you can't put a cork on me. I can't do I can't high pitch this voice. It's
obviously.
Yeah.
So he looks into the bottle and just says, "You guys just had to figure me out."
So I assure you, there's not much here figured. I'm here on a simple business transaction. That's it. I have no interest in your divine or otherworldly doings.
I'll get you for shrinking me. I am Nico Tester. I am a scientist.
Please ignore the floating midget's threats.
Yeah, he walks over and places your bottle on the table.
Are there more bottles around like us, or are we just the only ones? Like
there are a few others. Like there's like there's like a ship in a bottle, and most notably, you spot what looks like a miniature tavern in a bottle.
Oh, there we go. That's what I believe we're here for. That tavern. Now that's all I request that you leave. That you return. That's all I'm here for.
I can't have my project interrupted.
What? Alright. How about we start talking terms? Because, this may not be the way you want to hear it, but a project like this could be a lot bigger with investment and someone who knows overhead.
Cherry's like, you say that's what we're here for. Do you see the tavern?
I do. So it's over in another bottle. So this man likes to shrink things.
So we're shrunk in a bottle. Are
Twist.
there other bottles?
There are other
Are there
bottles.
other people?
That's what I'm trying to find.
You can't see other people so far.
Nope, we're the first honored guests of being in this man's bottles. I think. I mean, he runs a toy store upstairs.
My word,
That's rather concerning.
my word, he has the ability to shrink us. My God.
This will be an incredible story.
That's if we make it out alive.
Yeah, you
All the
just
more
be
reason to.
quiet while I figure out what to do with you. He says, like kind of like nervously with a stutter, and sort of storms away to like scratching his head.
Like, Lydian kind of whispers to Cherry, that's it. He's acting rather erratic, so right now I think I don't fancy our chances unless he starts opening up to negotiation. And
Yeah.
a move like this, he's kind of sealed our fate by sealing his.
Wait, so is he still in the room with us, or
No,
does he, leave?
He
But he
leaves.
was
He leaves.
muttering to himself and
Yeah.
talking.
Yeah, he's
in a
muttering to
flute.
himself, and he leaves you with Anemone and the other pixie.
Yeah, I'm gonna start calling to the pixies. Can we have a word while he's off in his own little one?
Cherry does, Cherry actually sort of steps, ahead of Lydian, and does take a bit more initiative here. And I am curious how you two wound up dealing with this person. Would you mind sharing your story?
Anemone starts to say, "Well, and then the other one just says, "Just be quiet, Anemone."
You
Well,
shouldn't silence someone trying to share their story. That's the most valuable thing we have to share. Cherry sort of sighs and then says, "Look, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you here. I'm mostly here just because I want to see what happens. This seems like it will be an interesting tale to tell. As a group, all we, really want is we agreed to try and get this person's tavern back. And no one said that couldn't be for a price or anything else. Be happy to work with you. Just sort of a thing. Isn't there, please, I'm just asking you both seem nice enough people and reasonable. I don't know what's going on here, how you wound up with this, but if there's anything we can do to work together, I'd really like to. So, I don't know if this qualifies. I'll ask Neo this. Charming and open. When you speak frankly with someone, you can ask their player a question from the list below.
Oh,
They
nice.
must answer it truthfully.
I had a 10-minute
So
long
this
argument
is-
about this move once.
Oh. So yeah, this isn't necessarily even they answer in person, but just Cherry, it could be that Cherry just reads or intuits or whatever, or it could just be that they open up, whatever. But I would like to ask a question.
You can do
And
that
then-
on NPCs.
Yeah, ask their player. Their player is the GM.
All right.
I think it makes more sense with NPCs than with PCs. I always thought this was a weird move with PCs.
I mean, it's also a fact that, I think there are other official moves that kind of refer to you can do this to their player, and then the GM is kind of included in that bracket. But
All right.
And yeah, Cherry just opened up with complete honesty about the situation there. I don't know if this, because I think if someone just is fully not engaging in conversation, that's not speaking frankly with someone. That's just at someone. So I could accept that this wouldn't qualify, but I don't know. I feel like she's making some headway here. With Anemone, at least.
Yeah, for Anemone, yeah.
Um,
The other, so yeah, go ahead.
I'm not gonna go with the most utilitarian, useful one,
Yeah. Fair
I'm
enough.
gonna ask, what are you really feeling right now?
You can tell Anemone feels bad about sort of punking you like that because
Yeah.
she really liked your song and knows, and after hearing about the thing with your ancestor, like there's a sort of bit of regret that she's letting you be treated like this.
Right. And you may ask one question from me about Cherry.
Okay.
I don't know if you have anything, you particularly.
I have to ask from this list.
Yeah.
It's a good little. It's a good little bit of verbal tennis.
Hmm.
Which I think the implication here is that Anemone would pick up on this from me, not just, you, the GM.
And if you do that with another
Right.
player,
Like, I think
that's
you, the GM, can just ask me sincerely what my character is doing or whatever at any time, but
I guess it's what do you wish I would do?
just, Cherry wants more than being set free, she wants, an ally in this for Anemone to like explain fully what's going on. And yeah, basically that for Anemone to explain what's going on and help them.
Hmm.
In any way she can.
Right. So yeah, she's just sort of squirmed a bit. And,
I have. Oh, I do have something else to do.
Yeah.
If this is all it takes, that's fine. But I do have a follow up, if you want.
What's your follow?
So Cherry, sort of gives like a sigh with a knowing smile. I understand. Don't I don't want to pressure you too much or anything. I don't know your situation here. Would you like to hear more music?
She perks up a bit and says, I would. And the other one's like, Anemone, come on. And then she turns to the other. It's like, no, June, it's really, really good.
June. Nice.
that is a wonderful name. Now, I know it's sounds like a risky ask, but we're quite small right now. We're up on this table. I would not fancy taking a tumble. Would it be okay if you let us out of this bottle? I imagine the acoustics of her song might be a lot nicer were she not in here.
Ooh.